They say some towns never truly die. They simply wait. Me and my friend Alex went for a weekend trip to a small town called Ravenswood. The plan was simple: explore, take photographs, and enjoy a quiet break. But the moment we arrived, the air felt off. The town was almost deserted. Shops were shuttered, streets empty, except for the occasional creak of signs swinging in the wind. The sunlight felt muted, as if filtered through a thick veil of gray. We booked a small guest house at the edge of town. The building was old, paint peeling, and the porch sagged under years of neglect. The woman who ran it emerged from the shadows inside. She was small, hunched, but her eyes, "Don't go out at night. Voices here. They call you." We laughed, nervously. "Sure, thanks," Alex joked. But I didn't feel like laughing. Something in her tone was warning, not superstition. Our room was tiny. A single window looked out over the empty street. Faded wallpaper peeled at the corners. A cold draft ran through the room, carrying the scent of damp wood. That first night we sat by the window, watching the fog roll through the streets. And then we heard it. A faint voice drifting through the mist, childlike, fragile, almost a whisper. "Hello." Alex's grin vanished. "Did you hear that?" I nodded, too afraid to speak. The voice came again. "Hello." We leaned closer to the window, straining to see anything. But there was nothing. Just the fog, the twisted shapes of the trees, and the feeling of being watched. The next morning we decided to explore the forest at the town's edge, cameras in hand. It wasn't long before we found the church, an old abandoned building with cracked stone walls, broken stained glass, and benches rotting under layers of dust. The smell inside was a mixture of cold stone and decayed wood. I took a photograph. The screen flickered. Static lines. On the third night, curiosity and fear intertwined. We went back to the forest. Behind the church, we discovered a half-open wooden hatch. Stairs spiraled downward into darkness. Alex stepped forward, froze. "Did you hear that?" Someone down there whispered my name. I heard nothing, but the color drained from his face. Something was in that darkness, watching, waiting. Alex. We couldn't go further. We ran, feet pounding on leaves, hearts hammering. The next morning, we left Ravenswood without looking back. Days later, at home, I checked my phone gallery. There was a photo we had never taken. Camera shutter sound. Inside the church. And in the corner, a shadowy figure, standing still. Its face blurred, unrecognizable. A presence, captured. Proof of something unseen. Something that followed us home. Since then, some nights, I hear it. Hello. Footsteps in the hallway that aren't mine. Doors creaking shut when I know I left them open. A shadow in the corner of my eye. Always gone when I turn. Alex, he doesn't believe it. But even he has said, once, late at night, I thought I saw something, moving in the fog. But when I blinked, it was gone. We never returned. And yet, Ravenswood never left us. They say, some towns never die. They just wait. And sometimes, when you hear a faint whisper behind the wind, come home.